Well, guys, the Jacksonville Jaguars play a football game this week, and that could only mean one thing. That means I have to sit here and I have to make a video, and I have to tell you, the loyal fan, what you can expect in the 2023 season for the Jags. Now, I remember making a video like this last year, and I'll be honest, even though I titled it Things That You Can Expect, I may have been throwing in my inner fan in some of the things. I think in the cover photo for that video, I put AFC South champions. I wasn't always totally convinced, but lo and behold, it came true. This video, I am not going to do that. I wholeheartedly am going to put in my realistic expectations, no fandom. I hear some people, like experts like Pete Prisco, who I love, but say that he thinks Trevor Lawrence is going to win MVP. The Jaguars have a really good shot at being the first seed. All that good stuff. I'm going to give you guys my take. I'm going to give you guys my, as realistic as possible, expectations, what you can expect from this football team in 2023. So, start off, because, it's me. I guess I'll start off with a little bit of the negative. What you can expect is the pass rush to be the weak point of this team. The Jaguars last year weren't the best in that department, and they didn't really do a whole lot in the offseason to fix it. Now, I know a lot of us who are really passionate about the team and really look in depth in all the guys they draft, even the later rounds. A lot of us are high on Yasir Abdullah. I think that he can be a good player. I think he can develop, and, if he's like a 7-8 sack a year kind of guy for us, that's awesome. Jaguars brought back Dwan Smoot. However, Dwan Smoot is starting off training camp on the PUP list. At what point in the season does Dwan Smoot actually play for us? Josh Allen. A lot of Jaguar fans are hot and cold on Josh Allen. Me especially. The dude is inconsistent. He has not had double-digit sacks since his rookie year. And then there's Trayvon Walker, who people are saying that he's looking great in camp, that he's blowing up plays, that he's doing this and this, yada, yada. That doesn't mean anything to me. Okay? And honestly, even if he goes out in preseason and dominates, that doesn't mean a whole lot to me either. What does he do week 1 against the Colts? What does he do when Patrick Mahomes comes to Duval in week 2? Is he able to consistently apply pressure? Is he able to live up to that number 1 overall pick status? Because I'll tell you what, if his development is only from 3.5 to 5 sacks, and Aiden Hutchinson's jump is from 9.5 to 12, 12.5, 13, it's not good, you guys. It's not good. Trayvon Walker needs to take that massive step forward, not only because he was the first overall pick, but because the front office, Trent Baalke, Doug Peterson, it is clear that the weakness of this team, at least to me, is the pass rush. And they are relying on that development from Trayvon Walker. They are relying on Josh Allen having a big year. They are relying, because he's in a contract year to earn, himself a new contract. They're relying on that. They're relying that when Dwan Smoot comes back, that he can, continue to be the productive player that he's been the last couple of years. They're relying on, K'Lavon Chaisson, which I think you and I watching this could provide more for the Jags than K'Lavon Chaisson. And, like I mentioned, Yasir Abdullah. But it's not good. It's not good. So what you can expect is probably a lot of frustrating 3rd and longs being converted because the Jags won't have any pass rush. I hope I'm wrong, but I just wanted to get the negative out of the way first, And now I'm going to move into the positive with my honest opinion of this team. And I'll even stay on the defensive side. I think Tyson Campbell will really start to get some league-wide recognition this season. I think Devin Lloyd will also take a big step in year 2, and people will say, oh yeah, that's why we traded up to get him in the first round. All those rookie jitters, all those, confusion, not really sure where to line up, what to do. I'm hearing a lot of things that he looks a lot more decisive in camp, a lot more instinctual in camp. I'm going to bet that translates over onto the field, and I think Devin Lloyd has a much better year. I also think Cisco has a big jump, and then Rayshon Jenkins continues his good play from the last half of last season. So, defense, do I think the defense is a top 10 unit? Absolutely not. But I think pretty much everything on the defense outside of the pass rush will be good enough to complement what I fully expect, and that is a firework offense from this team. Trevor Lawrence is in year 2 with Doug Peterson. Evan Ingram came back, 3-year deal. Some Jaguar fans liked it for the money's sake. Some people didn't like it. I like it. I'm happy that he's with us. We got Calvin Ridley coming back. Dude looks great in camp. Now, I know he hasn't really played in 2 years, but I really do think that we can expect what Stephon Diggs did for Josh Allen, what Jamar Chase has done for Joe Burrow, what A.J. Brown did for Jalen Hurts last year. I fully expect Calvin Ridley to do that for Trevor this season. And I expect Christian Kirk to have another good year. I expect Trevor Lawrence to throw, and I think you can too, to throw for at least, in the ballpark, 32 to 35 touchdowns, at least. I think that's very reasonable to expect that. A lot of people, raising my hand, including myself, were scratching their heads at the Brenton Strange pick in the second round. But I think with Evan Ingram and Brenton Strange, Doug Peterson loves those 2 tight end offenses. And I think the dude catches everything. The dude's a great blocker, which means we're going to be able to run the ball better with ETN getting the full carry load, and not just, because James Robinson played the majority of probably the first month, 5 weeks last year. ETN will get that whole season to be the starter. They came out that Doug Peterson wants him to rush for at least 1,600 yards. I don't know if I'd put that on him, but 1,400 as opposed to his 11 last year, absolutely. If Travis Etienne rushes for between 13 to 1,400 yards, wouldn't surprise me at all. I think you could easily expect that from Etienne. And Tank Bigsby, I wasn't crazy about it in the 3rd round, but you know what? The more and more that time passed and I thought about it, the Jaguars' mindset was, you know what? Even if our defense is lacking a little bit, if we can control the time of possession, if we can run the ball more effectively, and that's what the Anton Harrison pick was, and that's what the Brenton Strange pick was, and that's what Tank Bigsby was. All 3 of those, our first picks, were so that we can control time of possession. But now where the Jaguars are fortunate is most teams that want to run the ball, Tennessee Titans, and control the time of possession, Tennessee Titans, is because their quarterback sucks, Tennessee Titans. We don't have that problem. So we can be able to run the ball to keep the ball out of the likes of Patrick Mahomes' hands, Joe Burrow's hands, Lamar Jackson's hands on Monday and Sunday Night Football. We can control time of possession, keep the ball out of their hands, and we still have 2 dynamic receivers with Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley, and a franchise quarterback, and a 2 tight end dual threat system. And that's not even including Zay Jones. And keep an eye out for Parker Washington. He was a 6th round pick out of Penn State. I really think he could figure heavily into the Jaguars offense. So I said all that to say this. What you can expect on the defensive side, Outside of pass rush, I think the defense will be solid. I think the pass rush will be lackluster. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Trayvon Walker has 11, 12 sacks this year. And some people may say, oh, well, there's plenty of guys that have more than that. But if Trayvon's able to go from 3.5 to 10 or 3.5 to 11, that would be a tremendous jump. Even if Aiden Hutchinson has way more than that, I'm okay with that if Trayvon takes that kind of jump. So that's what I would expect on the defensive side. To get back to that, I do think Josh Allen could have a solid year because it is the contract year. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about the defense. Offensive line, on the offensive side, I think Walker Little is going to step right in there. I think when Cam comes back from his 4-game suspension, it's really going to be a matter of who has done better in camp with that left guard position. And there's my cat. She wants to put her 2 cents in about the Jags this year. I know that Doug has played Walker Little and Cam Robinson at left guard during training camp to kind of see, I guess, what they're going to do because Walker Little has to be on the field. And if Walker Little's tearing it up the first month, when Cam comes back, Cam isn't going to just take his job. I think it's much more likely that Cam probably slides into left guard. That's just my personal opinion. And then with Anton Harrison, he's a rookie. Is there going to be any rookie struggles, rookie jitters? Who knows? Who knows? That's why they got to play the game. That's why I got to watch. Pretty much that's my only real concern on offense, which I've never said that about a Jaguar offense, which is amazing to be able to say that. That if Anton Harrison translates well and ends up being a good player, and once the Jaguars get the Cam Robinson situation figured out once he comes back, then Jaguars going to have a good football team. So, after listening to this video for 12 minutes and 19 seconds, what can you as a Jaguar fan expect in the year 2023? The Jaguars are going to win the AFC South. The Jaguars will win the AFC South by probably at the minimum 2 to 3 games, at least. They will win the AFC South. I'm not going to put them as the number 1 seed, although I do think they win. I think they win at least 11 games. Although 11, 12 games, I would say they win at the very least. But it's just as long as we're in the same conference as Mahomes, man, I'm not fully comfortable putting them as the number 1 seed like a lot of people have said. There's my cat just stealing the spotlight. But the Jaguars are going to be good. This is going to make the 2017 season seem like a distant memory. I'll put it to you that way. This is going to be a lot of fun. Jaguars have a Sunday night game. They have a Monday night game. And at minimum, they win one of them. They're going to be a good team. They're going to be a good team. We're going to have a high-flying offense, and we're going to have a defense that'll make plays, but it'll really frustrate us at sometimes. That's my honest opinion. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Now the football season is back. I'm going to try to, I know I've really done nothing this off season, and last season I was kind of spotty with videos, but I really want to try to get back into it with you guys. I love making videos. I love making content. Love talking about the Jags, and it's here. The Jaguars play against Cowboys on Saturday, so it's here, man. Go Jags.